I'm going to show you how to build an agent in Copilot Studio that's grounded on all of your project files, and it can give you really good and fast summaries and status updates. But I'm also going to show you a couple of tricks that will really help you improve the quality of your agent's responses. Let's get into it. I'm here in Copilot Studio. The first thing we're going to do is make sure we're selected the Agents tab here on the left-hand side so we can see all of the agents. And then make sure you select the environment over here on the top right where you want to create your agent. Once you've done both of those, you can click on the Create Blank Agent button. Now we'll be able to name it. How about we call this Demo Project Agent? And we don't need to change anything under the optional settings, but you could if you wanted to make sure it went into a particular Power Platform solution. For now, we'll just click on Create, and this is going to take, a minute or so for it to kind of get everything spun up and ready to use. In the meantime, let's switch over to the project site where I've got all of my documents. We can click on down the Documents folder, and you'll see all of my project files, including the project charter and status update documents and things like that. This is what this agent is going to be using as its knowledge source, and this is the only knowledge source it's going to be using. You'll see how we do that in just a second. Let's switch back over here. Now this is all done. And for some reason, there's a newer version, so I guess we'll just click on refresh, even though we haven't even had a chance to change anything yet. So we've got our demo project agent. It's defaulting to Claude Sonnet 4.6. Your options here may differ from mine depending on your region and other settings that your administrator has controlled. What we'll do now is we'll click on Add Knowledge. Let's go ahead and get these files added. So I'm going to just copy the project site URL. I don't need the shared documents. I don't need any of the other stuff. It's just going to be the URL to the site. And then on here, since we're adding SharePoint as our knowledge source, we'll click the SharePoint button here, and then we can just paste in that address. And then the descriptions are always pretty lousy. I will just change the name here to New HR System Project. And then this knowledge source provides information about the project. Now that should be good. We'll click Add to Agent. This will add our grounding knowledge to the agent. And then we want to make sure we turn off web search, because if all of our project data is on one site, and it's definitely not on the internet, then we don't need it to go search the internet, because all it could do is pull in wrong information, and then that will skew the accuracy of the responses that the agent provides us. So let's turn this off. And there's one other setting we want to turn off as well. For that, we're going to go into Settings. And then on the Generative AI tab, we scroll all the way down, and you'll see under Knowledge, Allow Ungrounded Responses is automatically turned on by default. Now, what this means is, like, when they train the latest Claude models and the GPT models and all that, they bake in all this knowledge. That's usually that's usually what you're getting back if you're talking to ChatGPT or even talking to Copilot in a lot of cases. If it doesn't cite any sort of knowledge as in its response, then it's coming from the built-in knowledge. Now, we definitely don't want it to use its built-in knowledge, because this LLM was not trained on our project data. So we want to make sure it will always use our project data and nothing else. So we're going to turn off the Allow Ungrounded Responses. We'll click Save here. We'll get right back to the video, but real quick, Copilot is really great for working with your data, but how are you protecting that data? If you don't have a backup and recovery strategy, here's your wake-up call. Think your cloud data is safe just because it's in Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace? Think again. Accidental deletions, ransomware, and compliance gaps can still put your business at risk. AFI is a next-gen backup and recovery platform built for modern cloud environments, including Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, Azure, AWS, and Kubernetes. It offers full fidelity restores, encrypted full-text search, version history, and even self-service recovery, so users can get back data without waiting on IT. And when ransomware hits, AFI detects it early and automatically backs up your data before damage is done. Over 10,000 organizations trust AFI to protect their cloud data. If you care about uptime, compliance, and peace of mind, it's time to back up smarter with AFI. And then we'll close the settings screen. Now let's give it some instructions so it actually knows what to do with this knowledge and these settings that we just tweaked. We'll click Edit on the instructions, and I'll paste in the instructions that I've already built out for this agent. So first, we'll describe the role. I don't know why there's not an expand option on here, so we can stretch this box out. I'll have to scroll a little bit. But for the role, we're telling it that you are a project agent to help users understand what's going on with their project. You will ask clarifying questions when you're unsure of what the user is asking for. This is one of the things I always see left off of other people's agents, where you're kind of telling it, hey, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, ask me. Don't assume. Don't just fill in the blanks. Like, just ask me. Let this conversation be a back and forth thing, not just I send you one response or one prompt and you send me back one response. It doesn't need to be that strict. Let's have an open dialogue here. And then I say you will use only official sources for information and respond with a message similar to I don't know if you're not able to find information requested by a user. And then let's add in a little bit of help for responses. Now, these responses can go in one other location. I'll show you that in a minute, but I usually start by putting them in here. For the response, I'm just telling you you'll respond in a friendly manner. Now, you can go way beyond this simple set of instructions, and that could do things like help with automations and do a lot of other tricks that this agent would likely need to do in a full POC, proof of concept, or a production scenario. I've actually got a finished version of this with some extra tricks and stuff like emailing status updates and things like that. If you're interested, that's one of my latest assets in my agent collection membership program. You'll see a link in the description below if you're interested. But regardless, let's just keep on going through this. So our basic instructions are done, but we did reference use only official sources. So just to make sure it is using this as an official source, we can click the three dots next to our source and then say official source, yes. And this will update a little bit of our instructions, supposedly, although I don't see a change. Sometimes I'll see a change in here. But so now this is marked as an official source because this is the official source of our project information. What we can do now is add in some suggested prompts, like we can add in a current status, and then the prompt that would be sent is what is the current status of this project, completion date, when should this project be completed? And these are definitely things that would be customized for each project that you're working on. What are the things that your users would need to know the most often? What are the repetitive prompts that people might be putting in? Like maybe the latest issues in an issue tracker list, something like that. That's also actually built into that full POC that's available through my agent collection membership. But you'll add in all these different things. When you're done, just click the save button. And unfortunately, those starter prompts don't actually show up here on this test pane. I wish they did because I do a whole lot of testing in here. But if you want to be able to use these, you're literally going to have to copy and paste in the prompts. So maybe eventually they'll update this test panel. But in the meantime, we're actually able to start testing this out. We'll see that it has searched the information. It's found some files. It's looking through all these different files as part of our project, and it's working on the response now. So this is a really quick way to kind of spin up something and start testing it. And as you are getting responses, you'll want to go back to your instructions, tweak them more and more and more until you get an accurate response formatted the way you want the first time. So you'll see that there's a whole lot of information it came back with on this Workday implementation. So here's all of this information that we've got. We could build out some evaluations. That's one of the newer features in Copilot Studio, where essentially you're just going to have it run through a whole bunch of different prompts and evaluate how good the response was. Maybe it's whether a certain tool was called, whether a certain knowledge source was used, or just the quality, like how confident the answer was. That the agent provided. That we could be building out a lot of this. I think I'll save that for a more advanced agent build out where we can have a closer look at those evaluations. But one thing I wanted to point out, we are not using any tools in this. We are not using any custom topics for this. We are just using our agent instructions. Really important point because a lot of people go straight into topics and they want to build out very, very rigid, structured conversation paths. And then they back themselves into a corner when the agent can't be flexible enough to adapt to a lot of different types of conversations. So my advice has always been use topics as a last resort and use them in a very, very small way. Don't try and bake in a whole long conversation because it can be very difficult to break out of that conversation to allow the agent to be agile and react to unexpected prompts in the middle of like a conversation path, for instance. But we've got a really good response here. We see that it is using our shared documents PowerPoint file actually as one of the knowledge sources. So it is using our files. It's not using web grounding. It's not using the general knowledge that the LLM came with. From here, you've got a couple of different options. But first, if you're getting value out of this video, then click that like button. And if you learn one new thing, then consider subscribing to this channel because I'm going to be talking all about agents for quite a while now. It's Agent 365, Copilot Studio, Agent Builder, pretty much everything to do with agents from no code to pro code. That's what I'm really focusing on right now. And hopefully you're enjoying this. Now, for deployment, we have a good test interface here. To deploy this into a more proper testing ground, what we can do is we can enable the Copilot in Teams channel. And what you'll be able to optionally do is it'll turn on Teams for sure, but you can optionally turn it on for the Copilot app as well. It's up to you if you want this to be a Teams app or a Teams app and an agent deployed into Copilot, the Copilot experience itself. What we can do is click on Add Channel, and then it'll tell us to publish. And once we're done here, now this does not publish it to the organization. This is not how you do a production deployment. This is just getting it into Teams and Copilot so that you yourself can go check it out. To be able to do that, you can click on See Agent in Teams, and I'll use the web app. And we'll see our demo project agent. Notice I haven't changed the icon here. We can always change that later. But we'll click on Add, so it'll add it to my account. And then we can either open it this way or we can open it within Copilot. I'll just open it this way. And now we can start chatting with it. Now, this isn't using Agent 365 yet. I don't have that turned on in this environment. If I had, though, the experience would really be the same. We wouldn't have much of a difference. And if you want to understand a little bit more about what the experience could be, then check the video right before this one on Agent 365 and what Microsoft isn't telling you about Agent 365. The biggest, coolest stuff they actually aren't even telling you yet. But I am. So look for that video. But we can ask about, what's the latest status of the project. and it gave me a very, very well built out um, status, although the table didn't quite render, did it? We see the top risks, the budget summary. And if we want to see this in Copilot, we can click back on See Agent and Teams. And then we'll go to Open with Copilot. And now we get to talk to this as an agent or a full Copilot agent. And we see our conversation starters here. So we can check on the completion date of the project. And then we see all of the information about the completion date. And it also throws in milestones and potential go live date change. Now, you're going to continue to test this and all the different experiences. You'll tweak the conversation starters. You'll tweak your instructions, especially because that's where the agent will either work or not work. It's usually all down to agent instructions, assuming you've configured your knowledge source correctly. Once you're done with that and you're ready to go to production with this, then what you have to do is click on the availability options, and then you'll want to either download the zip file and send to your administrator to upload it into Teams, or actually now Agent 365, to publish to the entire organization. Or if you have appropriate permissions, you can configure this to like show to everyone in the organization, and you'll be able to submit to the app catalog directly. Now, it will still likely involve an administrator approving the agent, but this is the proper way to publish something to your organization's Teams store, the Teams agent store. So it'll also show up inside Copilot. Otherwise, all you're really doing is sharing an agent directly with individual people, which is going to put a whole lot of burden on you to manage the access versus doing it the proper way, the enterprise way, through the agent store. So I'll help you learn a couple of new things and found a really good use case with this project agent. If you want to see the full agent that's been built with email notifications and other tricks like that, including checking the issue tracker list, then check the link in the description below for the agent collection, which is my new program I've started up to start to deliver full POCs every single month that you can put into production, start tweaking to fit your organization and your knowledge sources and all of that stuff, and get a faster ramp to production. And if you want to see more agent videos, just click or tap the screen, and I'll see you over there.